the essence of the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent.
How many men have children and the children never meet their father? See, you created a void in that child because you are a part of that child.
Black power! Black power!
Black power!
Black power!
Black power!
Are you feeling fatigued and can barely make it through the day without some type of caffeine?
Are you on a journey of healing your body but need a little help?
Then alkaline water is what you really need.
Alkaline water has many benefits. Alkaline water can help restore pH balance in the body. Consuming beverages such as soda and coffee can make your body acidic.
Did you know that too much acid in your body has been linked to an enemy, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, autoimmune disease, chronic pain, and other chronic conditions like gout and arthritis?
Those who use alkaline water have reported increased energy levels, clearer skin, reduction in inflammation, better digestion, and many other health benefits. I've used alkaline water for years, and it's been instrumental in sustaining my health when I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis.
Are you ready to take responsibility for your body's health?
If the answer is yes, then our alkaline water is just what you need. Bring your own bottles. It's only $3 for each gallon. To place an order or for more information, you can reach us at 773-846-3091. Thank you in advance for your support.
Hi, my name is Sister Ebony Stevenson. I am your announcer for today. Welcome to the TOMA Nation's weekly Sunday worship service from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. every Sunday at 616 East 71st Street here in Chicago, Illinois, and also live on Facebook. If you would like more information, you can reach us at www.facebook.com/TomaNation2 or give us a call at 773-952-8302. Now I am going to recite our opening. In the name of the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent, the one who directs the sunships of millions and trillions of years, and the one who made time the seed of the universe, known among the ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Aton, among the Hebrews as Ansal, Yahweh, and Elohim, among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah, among the Muslims and Islamic world as Allah, the one God, among the Rastafarians as Jah, Rastafari, among the Yoruba tribes of West Africa as Odumare, Eshu, and many other Orisha names. I bear witness that all of these names refer to the same one, Almighty Spirit, and it is to that essence which I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, the descendants of those black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are the Lost 13 tribe, born in North America, and are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the earth flows through our veins. I greet you in the ancient but holy words of peace, Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu Alaikum, Habaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. Now I am going to recite the 13 points of what we believe and know. Number 1. We believe and know that we are not to repeat the mistakes of the past prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator of the heavens and earth. Number 2. We believe and know that we can only establish an economic base through the application of the knowledge of self and the incorporation of the ideologies of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Mahatma Gandhi, and Ben Ami. Number 3. We believe and know that the prophets and messengers of the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, and the Kemetic Holy Books were all black. Number 4, we believe and know that Jesus Christ of 2,000 years was and is a black man. Number 5, we believe and know that the knowledge of the Almighty Creator goes beyond books written by the prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator. Number 6, we believe and know that in order to promote and coordinate unity, we must first recognize and accept the uniqueness of being able to worship our Creator, regardless of religious denomination, name, title, ritual, particular dress, or holy book, as long as it recognizes the Almighty Creator of the heavens, earth, and the universe as supreme. Number 7, we believe and know that it is impossible to tell the truth without exposing the wicked governments of the world. Number 8, we believe and know that the United States government, in collaboration with other European nations, have a denial objective to exterminate dark-skinned people of color off the earth through the act of genocide. Number 9, we believe and know that some of the most effective methods that are being used today are AIDS, birth control, alcohol and drug abuse, vaccinations, gang and domestic violence, systematic elimination of trauma centers, the public school system, and public aid within the black communities of America and the world. Number 10, we believe and know that the last trick that Satan is playing on us is the dividing of us by our religious differences, religious gangbanging. Number 11, we believe and know that the conflict between the various religions are comparable to the conflict between various street gangs within the inner cities of America. Number 12, we believe and know that the war on drugs and gangs is a diabolical plot to disarm the black community of weapons, break up the black family, withdraw our constitutional rights, also kill and incarcerate young black males under the undercover code name Able 2029. And number 13, we believe and know that every letter, shape, sound, and numerical value contains esoteric information that completely transcends the specific contextual meaning of the word. Our purpose: to bring about the growth of a righteous community in accordance with the laws of the Creator of the universe, under the leadership and guidance of Brother Minister Rahim Chesed Aton, to provide solutions to the social and economic ills that plague the communities of urban America. Our goal: to re-educate and retrain youth and young adults to develop positive moral values as an alternative to delinquent behaviors, because you can't rebuild a community and not rebuild the minds of the residents of the community to meet the responsibilities of maintaining the community's image. Our mission: to enhance the economic development of our communities by establishing businesses, real and personal properties, thereby creating jobs and/or entrepreneurship training programs that will reverse the concept of leaving the community to buying back the community. Our motto: let your light so shine before men that they shall see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Now we're going to recite our salute to the red, black, and green flag. Everyone put your right fist in the air and repeat after me. Here's to this flag of mine, the red, black, and green. Hopes in its future bright, Africa has seen. Here's to the red of it, great nations shall know of it. In time to come, red blood shall flow of it. Historians shall write of it, this flag of mine. Here's to the black of it, 400 million's back of it, whose destiny depends on it. The red, black, and green of it, oh flag of mine. Here's to the green of it, young men and women shall dream of it, face shots and shells for it, maidens shall sing of it, waving so high. Here's to the whole of it, colors bright and pole of it, pleased is my soul with it, regardless of what is told of it. Thanks to God for giving him this great flag of mine. Please keep your right fist raised high in the air as we sing our Black National Anthem.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Black power, black power, black power. Black power is the power to define, develop, and defend that which is in the best interest of Black people.
Welcome. I'm Brother Minister Rahim Chesed Aton. I'm the founder of this great movement, TOMA Nation, aka Temple of Mercy Association, along with our co-founder, Minister Omari Jahi Aton, and the First Lady of this movement, Sister Makita Aisha Aton. Protocol being established concerning our opening, I will not prolong this particular lecture. I will try to use all the time that I have in these 30 minutes to get out as much as I can on this very, very important subject. So today, this Sunday, I believe March 3rd, 2024, 2024, I'm asking you all to join us as we discuss the destruction of the Black family. Those who are drawn to this particular lecture under that title, I want you to know that that title is just a cover for the true title of this particular lecture, which is the reconstruction of the Black family. And as you all know, we have in TOMA what we call our prescribed readings. And this month, we will focus on the spiritual leader of the Black Hebrews, Nasi ben Ami Israel, and his book, God, the Black Man, and Truth. As you can see, mine is well used because I bought mine in 1990. And so I want to read a little bit about him. We do have another book that we just inserted into our prescribed readings last year. And we'll be doing that one also, but I'll tell you about that one in a minute. Let me read a little bit about Ben Ami. Ben Ami Israel was born in 1939. He made his transition in 2014. He published the book, God, the Black Man, and Truth in 1982. Ben Ami Israel led his followers to Israel in 1969, but thousands of Black Hebrew Israelites remain in the United States, in the Caribbean, and Africa. The spiritual leader of the African Hebrew Israelites, a movement that believes that some Black Americans are the descendants of an ancient Israelite tribe, died on that day in 2014. It was on a Saturday. He was 75 years old, and his government name is Ben Carter. He's from Chicago, Illinois, and he maintained that Black Americans were descendants of the biblical tribe of Judah. He said they migrated to West Africa after the destruction of the Jewish temple in Jerusalem in 70 AD and were eventually sold as slaves to the United States. In 1966, Ben Ami had a vision that the angel Gabriel told him to return to the Holy Land by way in which we came. So as you can see, brothers and sisters, truth being told, we, the descendants of those Black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are also the descendants of those who inhabited that land that they call today Israel, that was also called Palestine back then. But before Palestine, before Israel in 1948, us, Black people, inhabited that land that they call Israel today. That is the land that was promised to us in the Holy Bible. So what he did when he got that vision, he gathered a few hundred followers, mainly from Chicago, and led them to Liberia. That was their first stop, Liberia. And then a lot of people didn't go further with him to Israel because they said, wow, they can't make it. It was too much for them. They had to start from scratch and learning how to be back on that level of civilization that they're used to, like toilets and bathrooms. Well, that's the same thing, you know, living rooms, dining rooms, refrigerators, stoves, and all that. They didn't have none of that when they made it to Dimona. But the few that went back from Liberia, they went back to Chicago. All right. So you're going to always have some to start with you, and then some, they never make it to the end or to that promise. So they moved to Israel in 1969, settled in Dimona, a poverty-stricken place in southern Negev, N-E-G-E-V, desert. All right. Ben Ami's love for the land of Israel remained constant throughout his life, from the initial awakening to his Hebraic roots. But Israel didn't know what to make of their newcomers. Now, that group had the nerve to consider them newcomers when they actually, and we actually are the true inhabitants. See, let me get this straight. Everywhere that most of our people, Pan-Africanists, Hebrews, Moors, or whatnot, we inhabited this whole planet, and we were Black. And each one of us had our own individual way of recognizing a higher power, knowing that it was that higher power that was responsible for their very existence. So I'm here to say that today we should not be arguing over who we are. Are we Watusis from Zimbabwe or something? Or are we some kind of, any of those names that we consider as our religion? And please don't say Christianity, because Christianity was not a religion. It never was a religion. You can read the Bible and not be a Christian. In the Bible, it says Paul went to a place called Antioch. And in Antioch, he called the people in Antioch Christians. Jesus did not call himself a Christian. So when we talk about religions, I'm sorry, Christians, Islam, Judaism, and any other of those religions, the reality is that Christianity does not fit among that group because there are no Christians. I know y'all don't like those kind of truths, but I have to tell it. So now, closest that Christians can come to getting back to their true religion from where they're coming from, the Bible, the Torah, and the New Testament would be for Christians to become Hebrews. I know y'all don't get it, but out there you might not get it, but in here I'm sure we get it. Israel in 69 did not welcome Ben-Ami, and they adopted the African style of dress, which was truly the Hebrew style of dress, and that government was unsure where they fit under the country's law of return, which gives citizenship to almost any Jew who requested. The group refused to convert to Judaism, even though it would have entitled them to citizenship. They considered themselves the true Jews of ancient Israel, and they followed a lifestyle they said was based on the Torah and Israel's teachings. But it did not have the traditional rabbinical interpretations. Many of the group dressed in colorful, self-made clothes. They practiced polygamy. They shunned birth control, refrained from eating meat, dairy products, eggs, and sugar. The group has thousands more members in the U.S. All right, now I'm going to stop there. I may come back later, but I want to say this. When Ben-Ami Israel took his members from Chicago to Dimona, the Jews there did not accept them. They didn't put it in this article. This is a newspaper article. But the real reason why the Jews did not accept them is because Ben-Ami was calling themselves the chosen people of God. And you know what the Jews think they are, right? The chosen people of God. So that was the real clash. If they'd have came as just regular Hebrews and settled in, didn't say nothing, and started boasting that they the chosen people, they probably wouldn't have had that problem. But they came saying, we are the chosen people of God, and y'all are phony. Y'all frauds. Right away, they went at them. All right, the whole government came at them many times. They had standoffs between the government's military and their group. So they went through a lot. Just so you all can be a little bit familiar with who those people were, they have, or had, but it still bears the same name, a restaurant here in Chicago called Soul's Edge, right over there on 75th. Reason I say had, because Ben-Ami had an ambassador by the name of Prince Asiel Ben Israel. And Prince Asiel went from Dimona to Chicago and all throughout the United States as an ambassador representing his state called Dimona over in Israel. They kind of got into it a little bit based on teachings and what the teachings was about when Ben-Ami came into a realization, as most of them do that's religious, that they are Christ, that they are the second coming of Jesus Christ. And that's when some of his members moved away from him and decided that he done went crazy. I want you all to understand a reason why that happens, but it won't happen here. I will let you know that. If I start telling you all I'm Jesus Christ, run. Okay, start leaving fast. Okay, I will not do that. I understand that his last name that you all think is his last name is not his last name, but it was a title that he attained when he gained a certain level of enlightenment, and he was called Christ. That's a certain level of consciousness that you can attain in this room and out there that we call Christ consciousness. All of us can attain Christ consciousness. Yahshua was Yahshua who had attained Christ consciousness. Y'all get it? So you don't become Jesus. No, that's him. You become Christ conscious. And then your name changes. You're no longer Cheryl, not adverb, but you know, you can stay Isaiah though. That's a good one. The brother here can stay Isaiah because that is one of God's holy names. So you in good shoes there. He's just missing his Aton. But anyway, you know, my point I'm making is that he had a lot of challenges with them. And I'm going to end it because I'll say a little more about it on Wednesday. So from 7 to 8 on Wednesday, we'll be going live, and then we'll do our business meeting from 8 to 9. So I'll speak a little bit more on Ben-Ami, but They traveled back and forth from Israel to the United States constantly. They had a few challenges, but I want to read to you some things that Ben Ami said about the black family. But let me first get back to our second book for the month. Our second book for the month is called Black Root Science. And brothers and sisters, when you come into this movement, if you have a particular persuasion that you are under and you want to share it and want it to be a part of our prescribed readings, come see me and bring it to me. But it might take me a little while to present it to the body, because this was presented to me by one of our former members, Brother Tahaka Shakur. And he showed it to me over about a year before I even let you all know that I was reading it. Because a real wise leader is not going to let other people come in and bring other literature and he don't look at it. He just go give it right to his members. He don't know what he giving them. You don't do that. You read it first. You go through it first. Then you make the determination, is this what you want your members to be feeding off of or not? I found it to be a very enlightening book. And I'll tell you why later. If I chose it, believe me, it was a reason. So now, I'm going to read to you what Ben Ami wrote in God, the Black Man in Truth. And dealing with the destruction of our family, we know all the many different ways that they are destroying family. All the way from certain things we eat, all the way from certain things that we drink, from the clothes that we wear, the shooting and killing in the community, the drugs that they give us secretly, making us think it's not drugs. Like we think it's good for us. In other words, what you brush your teeth with, it has fluoride in it, most of it. That's a drug. And it causes brain cancer. But a lot of people don't know that. You think they're going to tell black people? Oh, no, because they want you to have brain cancer. See, most of the diet pops, especially Diet Pepsi, causes brain tumors. I have a friend named Gary, used to drink 6 packs of Diet Pepsi, and he had 2 tumors in his brain, and that's what he died from, brain cancer. I'm telling you, the destruction of the black family, that's on that level. When you talk about media and how they removing the structure of family being man, woman, and child to 2 adults and a child, we would think that it was aimed at white people, but it's not. It's targeting us. See, COVID was targeting us. See, everybody else that died from it, hey, they just, what we call that? Collateral damage. That's what they are. But they targeting us. And you would wonder, why do they want to kill us? I hope to be able to explain that on Wednesday. Why have they not killed us? I would love to explain that on Wednesday. So now, one of the things we must do in order to get back on the level of the gods that we are as a black race is we must mend the black family structure. And he says that's going to involve much more than we can imagine, considering the state of things today. Whether we acknowledge or not, most families are in serious trouble. Mounting divorce, premarital sex, drugs, unwed motherhood. No family has escaped. The only question is how deep the pain, how much the suffering. The 2 missing elements are authority and order. Everything has to have order. Waste is the rule where disorder reigns. When you have no order in your day, you waste your time. No order in your meals, you waste your food. And where there's no fiscal order, your money tends to get away from you. Everything seems to be negatively affected by disorder. In the family without order, the man has lost his woman. The woman has lost her man. The children have lost their parents. The woman decided against being a helpmate to man. The man decided to stop providing for the family. The children decided to stop being little servants to their parents. Obedience to God is to give credence to the way he established his order. The family today seems to be everyone doing what they want to do when they desire to do it. Remember now, when did I say this book was written? 1982. Do that sound like today? Do that sound like a man who knew about something? God established an order for the people he created. The order does not allow for women to be men, or does it allow men to be a woman? And children must remain little servants to their parents. The order of God does not permit children to rule their parents, nor does it justify the existence of perverts. Without order, a mentality develops, which is in opposition to God and life. In the beginning, God created man. Woman was fashioned from man. Children were given life by their parents. This order is not oppressive, nor regressive. All that has been required is that each give respect to the source from which its presence was derived. Man, keep your hand in the hand of God. Woman, keep your hand in the hand of man. Children, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days might be prolonged upon the land which the Lord thy God gave thee. To respect God's order is to live. To violate that order is to cause chaos. God, in giving the woman to man, was establishing an order. Woman was made the feminine part of man. There was no need of conflict, only understanding. As man was made of God, she was made of female gods. When man is made a king, she is made a queen. When man is made a prince, woman is made a princess. Every height, every place, she was always there, for she was him. But God, knowing all things, established order to prevent confusion. Authority has always been shared with the woman. God revealed this order because woman had to know that to destroy her man was to destroy herself, for she would lose the source of her being. See, and this is why I say one of the main challenges we got is when black man turned his back from God, the woman turned from him. Because he had direct connection to God, she had her connection through him. So if he was a man of God, she was drawn to him. This answers the question why they say there's more women in church than men. Why are they drawn to that man who says he has God in him? Because she's drawn to God, but through him. He's drawn to God direct. So when he turned his back on God, his woman turned her back on him and kept going. And now what we got to do in reverse to reconstruct that? Man, come back to God. Woman, in return, would come back to man. But she have to submit to becoming a godly woman if she fell away from that. If not, it's going to be problems. All right? So now, as we look to and fro, now for comfort, we see no queen, for there is no king. For a queen is a derivative of king. We see no princess, there is no prince. No goddess, for there is no God. She knew not that spiritually she and her man were one. She was everything with him, but without him, she also lost her glory. There's never been a time in history when we were weaker, sicker, more fragmented. The men are in jail. The women women's live. The children are in confusion. We must swiftly reorder our lives, change our priorities, restructure our families. This process begins with the return of God, as we go to man, this, that, blah, the same thing I just told you. We married a new way of life, death, and it has beaten us to pieces and ground us to dust. How much more time I got, I don't know, but I want to switch and get a little bit of the other one in. 10 minutes, okay. These are some scriptures. This is the scripture you can read. I won't read this one. Hosea, chapter 2, verses 4 to 8. Now I'm going to read some more. If there was ever a time we needed God, it's now. If there was ever a time when we needed to plead unto God, it is certainly now. I can leave no stone unturned. It is doubtful if you, with your head so high and nowhere, even know how to plead. Once we have made reconciliation with God, then authority has to be reestablished. Now we're talking authority. Authority begins with the black male. African black men are the number one victims of American wickedness because it has always been the man who was singled out as the head of the family and nation. That's why we start with saving the black man, the black male. The first charge of the enemy has been to destroy the authority and stature of the sons of God in the land of great captivity. The self-destructive war between man and women have frightened the woman away from returning the authority of the family unto the man. Now, I want to go back to the school of thought that we had before, brothers and sisters, before the 6,000 years when the white man first came on this planet 6,000 years ago. This is the life that we had. It's talking about how we educated our black children, because they say there's no future if you don't have any children in your movement or around you. And so if you're going to have children, they must be educated. And in the word education, you see the word edu. Edu, which means to bring out. But instead of us bringing something out of our children in school, they're trying to put something in. They're putting stuff on the board, trying to put it in their head, not understanding that we, the black man and woman, is connected to algebra, is connected to chemistry, is connected to science and math. It is one with us. Now, I'm going to show you how we in the past made that possible. Okay? How to educate black children. Black root science. Now, watch. To educate black children properly, we must separate them from other children. There's no way, I repeat, and you can disagree with me as much as you want, there's no way to teach our children properly as long as they are mixed in with the other races. There are many reasons why that is so, but I'm just going to mention one. We black people made the other races in our image. We made them in our image 6,000 years ago, and all the trouble on earth started as a result of that 6,000 years ago. Remember, the planet is 66 trillion years old. We came with the planet. Some say 76 trillion. Black roots say 78 trillion. We talking trillions, and we were here then. So 6,000 to 60-something trillion is what? Like a penny to $1 million. What's a penny compared to $1 million? So that's 6,000 years. We still say this white man is new upon our planet. He's new. And so he says, this is why. If you believe this, ask this question. How will you teach this information to our children in a multi-ethnic setting? How will the other parents let you teach it in their school? This is why this big fight. You may say, well, I just want to teach them the principles of ancient science and mathematics. Well, these principles are based on the fact that God is a black person, and all other people were made in his or her image. They involve rituals whose foundation is that we do not study science and mathematics, but we manifest it on earth. Big difference. We don't study it, we manifest it. Made human beings can only study what has been made or created. You get it? But creators, which we are, on the other hand, can only manifest the principles of creation because these principles originate from within them. These two modes of learning are worlds apart and 180 degrees opposite each other. That's why our children can't learn, because they give us books. Now, if you look at all of the inventions that black people made, this came from them being creators. And 99% of everything that's on this planet was invented by us. Invented by us, but they don't want their children to know that. That's why they are afraid to even teach the true black history in the schools, because they're wondering how it's going to affect the white students and the other multiracial students out there. So how are we going to teach them that? How are we going to teach our children and we got to tell them the truth and they got to sit there and feel uncomfortable? So we got to separate them. And look at all those inventions. And we even invented more than what's on that list that you see. You ain't even heard the inventions that was made in the 2000s. Some more being made now. They need us. That's why they won't kill us off wholesale, because all of the information and the creative thought came from us and still flows through us. Without us, they can't even go forward, because we are the creators of what you see. Now, eventually in Black Root Science, it breaks it down how we are actually the creators of everything on the planet, and it shows you how. So, what happened, because Ben Ami knew all this, we had Marcus Garvey. He knew that. He separated them, had their own education system, and they got rid of him. Then you had Noble Drew Ali. He separated them, even separated the girls from the boys at a certain point so that he can keep the attention of the boys and the girls separate. Elijah Muhammad had the same understanding. Ben Ami, same understanding. Separate. Yahweh ben Yahweh, separate. Imam Isa, separate. Minister Rahim, separate. I'm just telling you like it is. Because see, what I'm finna go into now, hopefully I can give it all to you on Facebook and YouTube, how to teach children some of this ancient knowledge of science and math and all of this. Let's check it out. All important knowledge in ancient times were taught in the form of rituals. We have a ritual for every important aspect of life, just as modernists today in school got a textbook for every important subject. See the difference? The ritual is personal. You go through it and experience math and science, whereas they have to go through a book. See? The difference between ancient and modern learning is exactly the difference between intellectual or book learning and real life experience. Rituals make you experience it in real life. This is why it's difficult under this modern system to teach true science and mathematics. They are intricately related to life, whereas the architects of modern education divorce them from everyday real life. They created a school system, check it out, that incarcerates children all day inside a fenced up prison, completely removed from society, and expect them to learn how to live in that very same society. The result is nothing more than superficial intellectual knowledge. Ultimately, everybody got to start from scratch when you leave school and try to educate yourself about real life, sometimes gaining some contribution from their schooling, sometimes not. Well, here's one of the rituals called character development. When the children are in attendance, they don't sit in classrooms as modern children do. The lessons take place mostly outside in a natural setting, actually in a garden. In every ritual, they are taught about the character development of a person. They are taught that each aspect of character is directly reflected in a specific part of the human body, how each one created its plant and animal. The format of the lessons is somewhat like this. And off the record, just to give you an example, when your actual stomach hurts, that represents Egypt. I'll tell y'all about that one day, ancient Kemet. I just had to give you an example how they were being taught using the anatomy, everything about biology and everything. Now, first, children are never discouraged from indulging in their imaginary worlds. See how they take them away from that? Everyone knows that young children have imaginary friends in imaginary worlds that are as real to them as you and me sitting here. They are encouraged in their school to indulge in these worlds of their imagination to the utmost degree possible for their minds. As they grow older and eventually become adults, they retain this power of vivid imagination, having brought it under complete mental control under the guidance of their teachers. As a result, all adults have this power, but more so the teachers of rituals. The teachers got the power right off. They use this natural gift. To us, it's a natural gift. To the modern people, it's a curse that they just abuse their children. In other words, they give you something and your attention span is not right. See, then they give you some drug. You know, they put all this in your imagination, a big, fat, dusty, stinking Santa Claus, right? Then they put this Easter bunny laying eggs and some bunny rabbit with some big ears walking through the garden, dealing with their imagination.
Joining us for our weekly Sunday. We invite you and your family to join us live every Sunday at 6:16 East 71st Street at our new time from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. and on Facebook from 12:30 to 1 p.m. If you have enjoyed what you have heard, please feel free to support us with a monetary gift on Cash App at $TOMANATION. Once again, that's $TOMANATION. This will conclude our live stream. The message you have been listening to will continue live here at the TOMA headquarters. We thank you, Black family. See you next Sunday. Black Power.
This is the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent.
How many men have children and the children never meet their father? See, you created a void in that child because you are a part of that child.
Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power!